It was a cold, rainy Thursday night when Jake pulled his old pickup over near the city bus stop. The streetlights flickered, the wind howled through the empty lanes, and there she was, a woman sitting alone in a wheelchair, drenched to the bone. Her head hung low, her hair plastered to her face, and her designer coat looked out of place against the cracked sidewalk. Something about the sight stopped Jake's heart. He didn't know who she was, only that no one deserved to be left out in that kind of cold. He grabbed an umbrella from the back seat, ran toward her, and said softly, "Ma'am, are you okay? Do you need help getting somewhere?" She lifted her face slowly. Her eyes were tired, red-rimmed, but proud. "The bus didn't come," she whispered. "It's been 2 hours. I just need to get home." Jake had no idea then that the woman in front of him was Clare Donnelly, a powerful CEO known for her sharp decisions and demanding standards. Tonight, though, she was just another human being who needed kindness. Before we continue, if stories like this touch your heart, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, your channel name. We share real, emotional stories that remind us of the good still left in the world. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and share this story with someone who believes in kindness or needs to. Jake hesitated for only a moment. He looked at her hands trembling in the cold, then said gently, "Come with me. I'll get you home safe." Claire looked up, startled. "You don't even know me." Jake smiled softly. "Doesn't matter. I know you need help." After a pause, she nodded. Jake lifted her carefully, folding her wheelchair into the back of his truck. The rain picked up, pounding against the roof as they drove through the wet streets. The silence between them wasn't awkward, it was heavy, filled with unspoken stories. Finally, Jake broke it. "Rough day?" Claire gave a small, bitter laugh. "You could say that. I lost everything today. My company, my job, my reputation. Funny how that happens, one accident, one moment, and suddenly you're nobody." Jake frowned. "Accident?" She nodded, staring out the window. 6 months ago. Car crash. Paralyzed from the waist down. I thought I could still manage everything, keep control. But people stopped listening. Investors pulled out. The board forced me to step down this morning." Her voice cracked. "And now here I am, waiting for a bus that never came." Jake didn't know what to say. His heart ached for her. He'd lost things too, his wife 3 years ago, cancer taking her before she turned 35. Since then, it was just him and his 8-year-old daughter, Emma. He knew what it felt like to watch your world crumble. When they arrived at her apartment building, Jake noticed something. The lights inside were off, the front steps wet and slippery. The building didn't look accessible at all. "You live here?" he asked softly. She looked away. "Used to. But the landlord's been difficult. I was planning to find another place. Just didn't think it'd be tonight." Jake's jaw tightened. He couldn't just leave her there. "Look," he said finally, "I've got a small house a few miles away. Nothing fancy, but warm, and my daughter makes the best hot chocolate you'll ever have. Come stay for the night. Just until you figure things out." Claire stared at him like he was crazy. "You'd invite a stranger into your home?" Jake smiled. "You're not a stranger anymore. You're someone who needs a little help, and I've been there." After a long pause, Claire nodded slowly. "All right. Just for tonight." When they arrived, Emma ran to the door, her face lighting up. "Daddy, you're late," she said, then noticed the soaked woman in the wheelchair. "Oh. Hi. I'm Emma." Claire's lips curved slightly. "Hi, Emma. I'm Clare." Emma grinned. "Come in. You must be freezing." "Daddy, can I make her my special cocoa?" Jake chuckled. "Sure, sweetie. Extra marshmallows." Within minutes, the little kitchen filled with warmth, the smell of chocolate, the crackle of the old heater, and soft laughter. Claire watched Emma bustle around with a kind of wonder. It had been so long since she'd been in a home filled with love instead of deadlines. As Emma handed her a mug, she said, "You look sad." "My mom used to say hot chocolate fixes sad days." Claire blinked back tears. "Your mom sounds very wise." Emma nodded seriously. "She's in heaven now, but we still talk to her sometimes." Claire's heart twisted. "I'm sure she's proud of you." Later that night, Jake set up the guest room and helped Claire get comfortable. As he turned to leave, she said softly, "Jake, thank you. For not asking anything. For just being kind." He smiled. "The world's cold enough already. We all need someone to pull over once in a while." The next morning, the sun streamed through the curtains. Emma was already drawing at the kitchen table, while Jake flipped pancakes. Claire wheeled herself in slowly, looking more rested than she had in months. Emma beamed. "You're awake. Daddy makes the best pancakes in the world." Claire laughed, a real, warm laugh this time. "I'll be the judge of that." They ate together, talking like old friends. For a few hours, Claire forgot she was a fallen CEO. She was just a woman among good people, people who didn't want anything from her. When breakfast ended, she insisted on helping clean up. "I may not walk," she said with a grin, "but I can still wipe down a table." Jake smiled. "Deal." As she worked, she noticed a photo on the fridge, Jake, his wife, and Emma, all smiling. The words "Family Forever" written underneath in a child's handwriting. Claire stared at it for a moment, tears pooling in her eyes. "You've lost so much," she said quietly, "and yet you still choose kindness." Jake shrugged gently. "That's the only thing that helped me heal. Kindness doesn't just help others, it keeps you alive, too." Over the next few days, Claire stayed longer than she planned. Each morning, she joined Jake and Emma for breakfast. Each evening, she read bedtime stories aloud while Emma curled beside her. The house began to feel alive in a way Jake hadn't felt in years. One afternoon, Claire received a call from an old colleague, someone who had left her company after the accident. "Claire," he said, "I heard what happened. Some of us want to start something new, a foundation to support people with disabilities returning to work. But we need someone to lead it. Someone who understands both sides." Claire's eyes filled with tears. "You want me?" "Who else?" he replied. When she told Jake that evening, he grinned wide. "That's incredible, Claire. Looks like it's your turn to rebuild." She smiled through her tears. "I wouldn't have believed in myself again if it weren't for you and Emma." Jake shook his head. "You did that yourself. We just gave you a warm place to remember who you are." 2 months later, Claire's life looked different. The new foundation thrived, helping hundreds of people find purpose and work again. She'd moved into a beautiful, accessible home, but she never forgot the night at the bus stop. Every Friday, she visited Jake and Emma for dinner. They laughed, shared stories, and Emma always made her special hot chocolate. One evening, as they sat watching the sunset from the porch, Claire turned to Jake and said quietly, "You know, that night when you said come with me, I thought you were saving me for one night. But you saved me for good." Jake smiled. "Maybe we saved each other." Sometimes, kindness doesn't need grand gestures or perfect timing. It's as simple as stopping the car, offering warmth, and saying, "Come with me." In a world that often rushes past pain, one person's kindness can rewrite another's entire story. And just like Jake and Claire, we all have the power to turn a cold night into the beginning of hope. So next time you see someone lost, lonely, or hurting, don't look away. Stop. Offer help. Because that small act of kindness might not just change their day, it could change their life.